What'd you think about week 1? I think from all of last week's videos, my favorite was Natalia's. I was so excited to see her personality and shit. Like, she is so fun, bitch. Speaking of last week, let me touch base on Miss Rocky's question for me. So Miss Rocky wanted to know where my accent is from. I have a country accent like a bitch. I was raised in the South. What's funny though is people from the South always ask me where I'm from because they don't think I have a Southern accent. Mind you, I switch up the way I speak all the time just because like accents and voices and characters and acting and... The fuck is on my eyelid? God. Alright, got that fixed. Now my fucking fingernail broke off. The struggle today has been so goddamn real. Whew, there we go. Thumbnail back on. So this week, Joe decided to have a themed week, and he wanted us to theme our outfits after our intro color. Now this is a cute ass idea, and normally I would be completely on board. However, I don't own a single fucking purple garment at all. So at the last minute on a Saturday, I decided to go to the fucking mall to look for a purple top because, you know, you only see me from like the boobs up. Whew, girl, I don't go in the mall on Saturday now, not if I can help it. So, needless to say, I go to the mall, I go in like every bitch store under the sun looking for a purple top. Hey, heads up, purple's not fucking in right now. There's not a purple garment to be found. I was so frustrated. The only thing that I did find was this purple ring. Well, there's purple gems in it. And this purple fingernail polish, which matches my makeup pretty well. So yeah, that's my color scheme today, bitch. It's purple makeup, purple fingernails, and that's all I got for you. Alright, so in today's video, we're going to be discussing 3 topics. We're going to be talking about our coming out story, we're going to be talking about homophobia, and we're going to be talking about finding love. Alright? Okay, so my coming out story is actually pretty funny, alright? I came out when I was 15 years old, and I was actually kind of drug out by my mother, alright? Alright, so one day when I was like 15 years old, I had come home from school or whatever, and I was just like so bummed out, man. I had had such a bad day, right? So I go into my room and I'm just chilling on my bed. I'm not talking, I'm not listening to music, I'm not doing any fucking thing. I just want to be alone with my thoughts, right? So my mother's up at my door frame, right? Peering in at me. And let me give you like a little reenactment of what progressed from that point on. Nothing.
Is there something you want to tell me?
No.
Sure,
in the back of my mind, I'm just like, oh my god, my mom is sitting here dragging me out of the closet because she thinks I've had a bad day for like being gay. I just had a bad day, period. It had nothing to do with being gay at all. So here comes this bitch ready to talk about some shit that like I'm not even wanting to talk about at this moment, you know, like at all. So finally, my mother just looks at me and she goes,
are you gay?
and immediately I'm just like, oh my god, here we are, we have made it. So I look at my mom and I'm just like, Mom, why the fuck are you gonna ask me something that you already know? And without missing a beat, I'm talking about the fucking sentence had barely left my lips. That bitch looks at me and goes,
Is that a yes or a no?
so then I responded, yes ma'am. So then she looks at me and she's just like, okay. And that was it. And I'm just like still dealing with my horrible day on top of the fact that my mom just came in here and fucking drugged me out of the closet when I wasn't necessarily ready to be drug out. But it's not like I was hiding in the closet by any means. I mean, I've always done my own thing. It was whatever. And after that, I mean, life was completely normal in my house, you know? It just wasn't a deal. I have to thank God for having like some of the coolest, fucking most laid-back, open-minded parents. Pretty funny story, right? It was worth sharing. Alright, so the next point of discussion that I want to touch base on is homophobia. I grew up in the South, alright? If you couldn't tell. You know, it's funny because coming from that environment, I really haven't had to deal with that much homophobia, surprisingly. Let me rephrase that actually, because I hear homophobic slurs and things of that nature on a daily basis. I haven't had to deal with any really horrible instances of homophobic bullying. You know, one thing I've always tried to do to kind of like fight or like counteract homophobia is just really be like just be a good person, man. I'm such a believer in being an example of the change that you want to see in others. So like, I really try hard to be a nice, genuine, caring person, you know? Like, I don't talk shit, I don't start drama. I've grown up a little bit, so I'm kind of out of that, like, oh, I'm catty, I'm a bitch, you ain't gonna say shit to me phase, you know? Because, like, it's so easy to fall into that, especially being gay youth, just because we are so victimized all the time that it's a defense mechanism in us. It's why we're so self-destructive with one another. Rise above that fucking mindset. Don't let other people's hate fucking infect your life with hate. Be a good, positive, caring person. That way, the next time somebody talks shit about a gay person, somebody's gonna sit there and they're gonna think about my ass, you know what I mean? And hopefully I've left such a positive impression on them that they're gonna look at that person that's talking that shit and be like, you know what? No, fuck you! Be an example of the change you wanna see in this world. That is the most healthy, positive way that we can overcome all this ridiculous hatred. That topic just wore me the fuck out. So let's go ahead and move on to our last topic, alright, which is finding love. Now this one is a fickle thing for me. So I've never been in love with anybody. It just hasn't happened yet. You know, it's not like I have a problem getting dates or finding dudes, but it's not like a priority for me. If it were to happen along the way, that's great, but it's not at the forefront of my mind. And I'm perfectly fine waiting around for that, because in the meantime, I'm just, you know, gonna be on some hoe shit and get laid a lot, and, you know, yeah. In my mind, why the fuck would I waste time dating somebody that I already kind of know probably isn't gonna be, like, the fucking one for me? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like once I find that bitch in this life who is just as bad as me, who's like that counterpart to what I do, that I'm gonna know it right off the bat. There's not gonna be this questioning of it or anything like that. Until I feel that shit with somebody, I don't waste time seeking love. You know, I really believe that love's gonna find me at some point. What lives at the forefront of my mind is like taking over the fucking world. It's not falling in love and getting a relationship. Hell, settling down does not seem appealing to me in the fucking least, right? But that's just me. You know, to each his own. Yeah, bitch, that's gonna wrap up everything I have to say to your fucking ass today, alright? We've discussed these topics and I've said everything I can think of to say, so it's gonna have to be good enough because I'm fucking done. Be sure that you like and comment this video. Be sure that you subscribe to Perfect Androgyny. More importantly though, be sure that you follow my ass across all social networking medias. You'll be able to find the links for all of that down in the description box below. Yeah girl, so I'm about to get up out of here, alright? I'm gonna see your ass next week, same place, same time, same channel, same bitch. Alright, goodbye.